Good day, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in your part of the world. This is King B News and Views with another video. So you see the title on the screen. This part of the U.S. is at highest risk for a devastating tsunami. And this article is by CNN. They released this article yesterday. So let's see what they're talking about. So we start off with the editor's notes. The CNN original series Violent Earth with Liev Schreiber explores the harrowing weather events from hurricanes and tornadoes to wildfires that are increasingly frequent in our changing climate. And they're telling you what time it airs, Sundays, 9 p.m. Eastern and Pacific times. Well, not all... When you look at what's going on with the weather, from storms to fires to hurricanes to tornadoes, they're not all natural. That's all I'm going to say about that. Look up DEW, D-E-W, direct energy weapons. Look that up, and you'll find and you'll see what I'm talking about. Again, I got to be careful to what I say now on this channel because I already received a warning. So, I guess that I'm not the only one. There's plenty of content creators, channels being targeted, due to them speaking the truth. I guess I'm one of them now. But let's get into this article. A catastrophic earthquake and tsunami are inevitable for the coast of the Pacific Northwest, scientists say. See, they're giving warnings. See, they have to let you know what's going on. Right? They got to let you know what's going on. But you got to pay attention to it. Planning for that means imagining a disaster unlike anything that's ever hit the modern United States. 30 or 40 years ago, we didn't even know that big earthquakes were possible in the Pacific Northwest, said Diego Melgar, a seismologist at the University of Oregon. I don't know how he made that statement, because there's evidence of it. What do you mean they didn't know a big earthquake was possible? That don't make sense. There's plenty of evidence that says otherwise. Scientists now know the 700-mile fault called the Cascadia Subduction Zone, 100 miles off the coast of Northern California, stretching north to Vancouver Island, could trigger a 9.0 magnitude earthquake, followed by a tsunami, which is exactly what happened in Japan in 2011. Now, there's already warnings now about a possible 9.0 magnitude earthquake for the West Coast. Right? It's been talked about. Again, I've mentioned this channel before. Emergency Management Association associates with Ron Tyler does a wonderful job. He puts the truth out when it comes to this information as far as earthquakes and volcanoes. Right? Check that channel out on YouTube. So, and there's been warnings already that's been coming out. So yeah, they putting this out now, but those who pay attention, who've been paying attention, have been getting the warnings already. New in-depth imagery of the fault was recently reported in Science Advances. Scientists say it confirmed the subduction zone is cut into 3 to 5 segments, each with its own unique geology. When a segment of the fault off Washington's coast ruptures, it has the greatest potential of triggering a devastating earthquake. No one is ready for this. Nothing built prior to 2005 was designed to withstand the long, strong earthquake Cascadia will produce, according to Karina Allen, the chief hazards geologist at the Washington Geological Survey. And tsunami building codes only went into effect in 2016. We have bridges, buildings, hospitals, schools, all of this infrastructure that is located in places where a tsunami could go, Allen said. Can these facilities survive an earthquake and tsunami that will follow? The answer is no. What keeps me up at night is that I know that we're not taking the steps that we need to as fast as we should be to protect our people, said Yumei Wang, a senior advisor of infrastructure and risk at Portland State University. Brick and masonry buildings are the most vulnerable in earthquakes, and Wang says wood frame buildings are particularly vulnerable to tsunami forces. You can just imagine water pushing over a typical house, she adds. The geological record of the region indicates on average these mega earthquake and tsunami events happen every 500 years. There's no way to predict when one will happen next, but it's expected to happen again within the next 200 years or less, according to what I've been seeing, according to what the experts who have a career or had a career and still putting in the work, like Emergency Management Association says, we're due. We're due. Okay? It would be a long process and cost billions of dollars to retrofit existing communities, Allen said. Melger believes the effort is well worth it. My children might not see dividends. My grandchildren might not see dividends. We're playing a really long game if we're doing it right. For those who live and vacation along the coastal Pacific Northwest, surviving a tsunami that comes 15 to 30 minutes after an earthquake depends on how quickly they can reach high ground. But there may be no safe place to go. Now, more on that, you may want to look at, I've done a video about, they released a map online that shows what it's going to look like. Florida underwater, most of the East Coast underwater, the West Coast, most of the West Coast underwater, going into as far as Nevada as well being underwater, most of oh gosh, Arizona underwater as well. I've done a video on that. Check that out. Okay, in Washington, most people actually live in the tsunami inundation zone, don't have any high ground nearby, Allen said. In that case, vertical evacuation structures built within the tsunami zone are vital. These structures helped save thousands of lives in 2011 and the 2011 tsunami in Japan. Now, going back to they saying the statement of 200 years or less. No, the experts are saying they're expecting the same we're due. We need to be on the lookout now, right now. With all the earthquakes that has been happening right now, as I speak, especially along the West Coast, right? All the earthquakes, all the volcanoes that are active, all right? They have been downplaying the earthquakes, not putting the right information out. Again, I'm no expert in this. Go to Emergency Management Association. Go to that channel on YouTube, right? And where you can get the real information on what's really going on. Only 3 have been built in the Pacific Northwest and 4 more are planned, but Allen estimates that 50 are needed in Washington alone. Each of the 3 existing structures could hold 400 to 1,000 people, reach up to 76 feet tall and vary in cost. The most expensive, at $62 million, is the Marine Sciences Center in Oregon, Wang said. The foundation is deeper than the building is tall, like an iceberg, and the structure itself is a little bit like a car bumper, so that very heavy, big debris can hit it. We know enough about building codes. We know enough about early warning. We know enough about tsunami evacuation zones that it need not be that bad, says Melger. What is less clear is whether people are willing to invest billions of dollars to prepare for something that may not happen for 200 years. It's a costly problem to solve, says Allen. Maybe we do have more time and we're able to put the systems in place that we need to survive this event. The problem is nobody knows how much time remains. And that's the end of that article. And just looking at this building, yeah, that building does not look nowhere near high enough. You know how big a 9.0 earthquake or a 10, you know how big that tsunami going to be? Right? I mean, for those of you who live on the West Coast, and those of you who live on the East Coast, because the East Coast has its own issues and problems with earthquakes going on right now along the East Coast, right? Do your research. Go on channels like Emergency Management Association. Check that channel out. Also, pay attention to what's going on with the sun. There's another good channel like Wages World as well. We get good information what's going on with the sun, all the solar activity, X flares. That plays a part too, as well as far as what's going on with the earth, what's caused, these earthquakes and these volcanoes being active. Like I said, there's a lot going on, and yes, they do have technology with that they can control the weather. Look it up. Right? Look it up. Just start with DEW, Direct Energy Weapons. Look that up. But look it up. They have the technology. Right? They do have the technology. Okay? Look up Tesla. Tesla created technology that where they can control. For example, Tesla created a technology that can cause earthquakes. Look it up. Look it up for yourself. So they have the technology, but you got to have discernment. You got to have a spiritual eye to determine what they're causing and what's natural. And that's where we at with it. But that's the end of the article. That's all I got. I'll have more soon. All right, information soon. This is King B News and Views. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to all my subscribers. For those of you who are not subscribed, subscribe to this channel. Check out my previous videos on this channel. A lot of information on this channel. Okay. I have a backup channel to this channel called King B News 2. All right. As I've stated earlier in this video, I received a warning. I guess I'm putting out I'm too much truth. So I have a backup channel to this channel, King B News 2. I will start posting some videos on that channel as well. And I also created a workout channel specifically for workouts called King B Workouts, where I'm exercising, I'm working out. And I'm still giving my views and talking about current events, what's going on as well, while I'm running and while I'm working out. So tap into that channel as well. Plenty of information I'm going to have on that channel. My backup channel to this channel, King B News 2, as well. Check out my videos, my previous videos on this channel as well. Be safe out there, everyone. Love yourself unconditionally. Keep your loved ones close. Talk about what's going on. Pay attention. Stay informed. Right? Stay ready. Prepare yourselves for whatever situation that you may have to deal with. You know how to deal with it accordingly. Protect your children and babies. Protect our women. Shout out to each and every one of you. Shout out to all the natural born women out there. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Stay safe. Prepare yourself. This is King B News and Views. To the next video. Peace.